Seahawks fans, there's movement in the air, and I can promise you this one could change the future of the franchise. The coaching staff finally made the call the whole fan base has been waiting for, and the vibe in Seattle just flipped upside down. But that's not all. Behind the scenes, there's some heavy maneuvering going on that could reshape both the offense and the defense. Are we on the verge of witnessing a historic turnaround? Stick with me until the end because I'll break it all down. And while you're here, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this is where you'll always be plugged in with the biggest Seahawks news. And the first move shaking things up in Seattle comes straight out of the preseason. After 2 weeks of speculation, Mike Macdonald finally confirmed what fans had been begging for. Jalen Milroe is going to start the final preseason game against the Green Bay Packers, and he'll play the whole thing. That's right, no more coming in for a random drive late in the third quarter, no more scattered snaps with no rhythm. He's going to run the offense from start to finish. The announcement, made after the joint practice with the Packers, completely flipped the mood in the city. The fans wanted to see the rookie really get a shot, and now it's happening. Up until now, Milroe was mostly coming in during the second half, with little real time to show what he's got and often without the main weapons around him. Against the Chiefs, for example, he didn't even throw his first pass until there were less than 3 minutes left in the third quarter. For a rookie, that's pointless. You can't gain real experience just coming in during garbage time. Now, the staff is giving him meaningful snaps against a defense that, even in preseason, will offer situations way closer to what he'll face in the regular season. And this time, unlike before, Milroe will have more key players around him in those first 2 quarters. Maybe not the full starting unit, but close enough to give him a real chance to prove whether he can be the future of this franchise. This move carries a ton of weight. Sam Darnold is still QB1. Drew Lock has proven he can be a solid backup, but the truth is Seattle has to look ahead. Lock, heading into his 7th season, has never really shown he can be the guy who changes games. He's useful, reliable, but not the one to carry a team. Milroe, on the other hand, is raw talent. He's got the arm, the mobility, the athleticism. All he needs now is the field to show whether he can grow into a long-term starter. This game against the Packers might not decide anything right away, but it's going to create a massive amount of tape for the staff to evaluate. And for the fans, it's the first real chance to imagine whether he can actually be the future in Seattle. And while the offense is giving us plenty of reasons to get hyped, the defense is stirring things up too. ESPN's Field Yates dropped a mock draft projecting that in 2026, the Seahawks could land Texas linebacker Anthony Hill Jr., and that idea fits perfectly into Mike Macdonald's vision. Since coming over in 2024, he's been trying to mold Seattle's defense into the same aggressive, versatile style he had in Baltimore. We've already seen growth, Leonard Williams anchoring the line, Devin Witherspoon showing flashes of being a shutdown corner. But there are still missing pieces. A dominant linebacker is one of them. In Baltimore, Roquan Smith was the heart of that defense. In Seattle, Ernest Jones IV has been solid, but not at that same impact level. Hill Jr. is viewed as someone who could take on that role. Fast, strong, great instincts, and eye-popping numbers, over 100 tackles, 8 sacks, and even a pick-6 in his last college season. That kind of talent not only plugs the run game but also puts pressure on quarterbacks with crazy sideline-to-sideline speed while still being able to cover the middle of the field. He's exactly the piece Macdonald needs to take this defense to the next level. Seattle's already shown it's willing to invest big in defense. Drafting Nick Emenwari to strengthen the secondary and the development of Brandon Pillai inside the line are clear signs. If this group keeps trending upward and eventually adds a guy like Hill, the 2026 outlook could be a young, complete defense that can intimidate anyone in the league. For the fans, it's proof that the front office is all in on giving Macdonald the tools to build a defensive identity that could define an era in Seattle. But if we're talking immediate impact, We can't ignore the rumor that's been firing up the fan base lately, Trey Hendrickson possibly landing in Seattle. The Cincinnati Bengals pass rusher, one of the most dominant in recent years, is reportedly unhappy after not getting the extension he wanted. The Bengals went all in on Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but left their best defender hanging. That opened a window of opportunity. Reports suggest Cincinnati could be open to hearing offers involving young players and draft picks. For Seattle, this could be the golden chance. Sure, every fan dreams about Micah Parsons, but the Cowboys aren't letting their star walk. Hendrickson, though, is far more attainable. And we're not talking about just any guy. Back-to-back 17.5 sack seasons, All-Pro, Pro Bowler, and runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. His resume speaks loud: 57 career sacks, over 150 tackles, constant backfield disruption. Line him up next to Leonard Williams and Uchenna Nwosu, and suddenly Seattle's defensive front is one of the nastiest in the league. The impact would be instant. Boy Mafe, a promising young talent, might end up being part of the trade package along with picks. It'd sting to lose him, but if the goal is to turn a good defense into a dominant unit, that's the kind of move that changes everything. Seattle finished tied for 8th in sacks with 45, but Hendrickson is the kind of guy who elevates any group. He's not just consistent, he's elite. And in a McDonald scheme, which maximizes line strength without relying on heavy blitzing, the fit would be perfect. A move like this would instantly put Seattle into the contender conversation, because a dominant pass rusher changes games, seasons, and even the history of a franchise. At the end of the day, fans are looking at a pretty exciting picture. We've got a rookie QB finally getting the chance to run the show, a college linebacker projected as the future centerpiece of the defense, and a blockbuster trade rumor that could bring one of the NFL's deadliest pass rushers to Seattle. That's a lot happening all at once, and it all points to a franchise that's pushing to break out of the slump and get back to being a real force. So tell me, 12s, which of these moves fired you up the most? Was it Milroe getting the full game to prove himself? Was it picturing Anthony Hill Jr. as the missing piece in McDonald's defense? Or was it the Hendrickson rumor that already has you dreaming about a monster defensive front? Do you believe Seattle's on the right path back to the top? Or does the team still need that one massive move to really change everything? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear where the fan base is at right now. And of course, help keep this community strong. Hit the like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because here you'll never miss a beat about our Seahawks. Thanks so much for rocking with me until the end, 12s. You're the heartbeat of this team, and together we'll keep making noise until the whole NFL feels it. Go Hawks!